Welcome to the show. Creative Universe Checkpoint Earth presents Union News. 7 things that'll happen on your twin flame journey. The real twin flame work happens on the inside, and then it will guaranteed manifest outside. In this series of lives, I share about what that means for my union consciousness process to inspire you to find yours. It serves as the source for your daily twin flame news. Today on the show, we have 7 things that'll happen on your twin flame journey. Because I was like, yeah, I can very much oversee what will happen. And maybe that's actually very enlightening for you to hear a little bit of the ingredients that will unfold for you one after the other when you go in here, when you stop the search and do the journey with us here, which is the real thing. And I'll lead you to Harmonious Twin Flame Union, the consciousness states, which is all about. And then it will also manifest in the flesh. And that's what we do here. But what is that? What will happen? What's the order of things that will most likely transpire for you? So let's go into that a little bit today. Let's get some ingredients out that will come onto your path when you start to do the true twin flame work and go deeper and deeper, and everything starts to unfold in the eternal way it is meant for you. So, yeah, let's talk about that. And first, we have a couple of ingredients. And the first is let me know in the chat where you are watching from. Add a heart for desiring union and a flame for calling in the consciousness state of harmonious union. Great idea. Let's call it in and add the flame emoticon or the word flame, of course, as a reaction underneath this video. The twin flame consciousness wisdom of the day is the seasons of life get another quality when it is lived together with the twin flame. The taste of eternity and the smell of fullness will come forward unmistakably. Because I think one could say, like, well, I would love to have a beautiful love in my life and have that be like the foundation of my life. And, well, let's get someone that I like, it doesn't matter whom. And then we'll live that together. But it will not have the quality of life, of love, as when you do that with your true twin flame in harmonious union, the consciousness state. Because that's another quality of life. Completely different. Other feeling, other taste, other foundational vibration, other source where it comes from, where it is connected into. Because, maybe people have, an art of romance and an art of feeling good, and they combine that. And they do very much their best in that. So much their best that it's really very refined what they do. Maybe they call it the art of Tantra or something, or whatever they call it. Sacred relationship, or I don't know. And it can be so well meant and it can be so beautiful, frankly. And so many years have been poured into this art of love, of romance, of feeling good. And the combination of that, or of psychology and emotional arts, of any culture, of any kind, of any religion, of any spirituality. It can be truly beautiful, but it is not, it is never of the quality of the true twin flame union in harmony. And no matter how special they make that, it does not compare. It's something entirely different. It's a real deal, the harmonious twin flame union. And it has nothing to do with doing your best and beautiful art. That's all already inherent in it. The feeling good is already in it. You don't need to make an art of that almost. It's just, it is. It is. Well, it just is. And that's how you're supposed to live. And other things, when you are living in that, other things start to look to you as, yeah, people do so much their best, but it's artificial. That is so well meant, but that's not it. And it's very interesting when you fall into the surrender to the real deal and you make that fully come true. And how that goes, we're going to discuss that later with the 7 things that will happen on your twin flame journey. It's so interesting to experience, and you will experience that just like I did when you do the real twin flame inner work and you truly arrive, which is supposed to happen in your journey. It's really interesting to experience that it has nothing got to do with all this, the art of tantra, and it's so beautiful, and we do so much our best to have beautiful divine feminines combined with powerful divine masculines, and aren't they power couples? And love making is so subtle and so deep. Oh, I'm sure it is, but it's just something of another nature. Because you can do that and like study some decades on that. Or you can say, okay, so I just want to step into the real deal. And that's possible with Harmonious Twin Flame Union and the true twin flame. And you can just do that. And it'll be precisely perfect for you. And it'll just be born from you, what that all is. And it'll have the divine source directly. And you'll live that, breathe that, be surrounded by it every second of every day, automatically, not as some I do my best art, but automatically. That's where it's going, and that's what the real deal is. So the seasons of life get another quality when it is lived together with the twin flame. Yeah, if you're young and exploring to get a career or something, that has another quality with your true twin flame from that real deal place. If you are in midlife and you want to settle down with a family and solidify your money flows and look forward to your pension or your old days and are thinking about how to make that comfortable, that has another quality when you're with your true twin flame. The seasons of life get another quality, all of them. The taste of eternity and the smell of fullness will come forward unmistakably. And that's what that is. And you'll experience that it doesn't matter anymore what season it is, because it's this eternal flow of divine romance that is happening all the time. And that's what you'll refer to. And that gives that quality. And you'll arrive in experiencing that automatically and naturally in the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. There you go. The ACIM lesson of the day is lesson 100. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. Just as God's Son completes his Father, so your part in it completes your Father's plan. Salvation must reverse the mad belief in separate thoughts and separate bodies, which lead separate lives and go their separate ways. One function shared by separate minds unites them in one purpose, for each one of them is equally essential to them all. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against his will? The part that he has saved for you to take in working out his plan is given you that you might be restored to what he wills. This part is as essential to his plan as to your happiness. Your joy must be complete to let his plan be understood by those to whom he sends you. They will see their function in your shining face and hear God calling to them in your happy laugh. You are indeed essential to God's plan. Without your joy, his joy is incomplete. Without your smile, the world cannot be saved. While you are sad, the light that God himself appointed as the means to save the world is dim and lusterless. And no one laughs because all laughter can but echo yours. So today we look in the ACIM lesson, the A Course in Miracles lesson, which is a book that teaches you how to go to union consciousness. And, if you're with your twin flame, you want to be in union. What kind of consciousness would be fit for that union consciousness? And A Course in Miracles brings you there in chapters and in lessons. And this was lesson 100. So today we really look into that you are essential for God's plan, for the bigger whole, for the universe. You are that puzzle piece that the universe really needs, that God really needs, that source really needs, because it doesn't matter what you call it. But you are important. And your action, your contribution, your breathing, your communication is necessary to make it complete. And otherwise, it's not complete. And it's also not complete, the text says, when you are sad and out of touch with that source. It needs your happiness. And your happiness is at the same time coming forward when you play your role, when you give your part, when you stand in your purpose. And what place is more standing in your purpose than being the divine masculine or the divine feminine, whichever you are, in your twin flame union? That is a direct, like a direct reflection of the relationship with the divine itself. That's what your twin flame union is. So what is better as as a role, as a place where you are necessary, then that place, part of your union, that is the place where you can mean the most, where you're needed, where you're wanted, where you're loved, where you're loved into. That's the only place where you essentially, in the end, belong. It's full of belonging. And as the text said, it's full of happiness too, because you stand in your purpose there, and that gives you your happiness. You will be happy in your purpose. There's no other possibility. That's a given, and you will experience that. You will be so happy, and you will just shine. That's what the text says. They will see their functioning, your shining face, and hear God calling to them in your happy love. So you're just going to be happy there. And without your smile, the world cannot be saved. You are supposed to stand in your union together with your twin flame in harmony, being happy doing that, fully happy and sharing your smile. And the world cannot be saved if you don't do that. That's what it said. While you are sad, the light that God Himself appointed as the means to save the world is dim and lusterless. And no one laughs, because all laughter can but echo yours. You are God's son or daughter, but that's all brought into the word son in A Course in Miracles. And you are supposed to be a happy son of God. And that'll literally happen for you when you stand in your power, in your place in union, next to your twin flame, where you will be happy. And if you're not happy, then you're not at the right place, and you're not in your purpose, and it doesn't fit, and God is not happy, and salvation is incomplete. But if you do, the whole universe smiles with you, literally. That's truly what will happen, I promise. And this isn't even the complete lesson. Did you know that? Because the lesson continues. There's more text there, and it's all so beautiful and touching, what is in A Course in Miracle. And you can read the rest and sources and stuff in my Patreon, because I post of these live videos. I post the show notes in my Patreon, patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe. Or go to the description of this video and click the link. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel how true that is about what the lesson said. You'll truly be happy. And often people are still fearful for truly being happy. But you might just today, or just for this moment, choose to not believe in that fear. And that's what I recommend. Then you can go to union consciousness, which is not only helpful for your twin flame union, but it's the foundation of it. So there's the trick, should you have needed one. There's the secret, should you have wanted one. There it is. I hope that helps. Let's go to a segment of one of my books. It is from the paper book Twin Flames, Manifesting Your Abundant Life of Love. You can buy it on Amazon. To live with and in the fullness of Source, you have to leave your desperation completely. Your desperation to find love, to get any money at all, to acquire friendships or clients, to be understood also. Feeling consciously your desperation is a good start, as that means you are no longer unconsciously living it, and by experiencing, it can burn up and disappear completely over time. The desperation to be worthy, to have success, and do well timed actions. The desperation to become known, grow your following, or speak wise words. Simply let it go, as you would a burning coal in the palm of your hand, as they are all strings that prevent you from source created success and worthiness that is immediate. True value can be discovered in the feeling quality and gentleness of the soul. Your soul that is the ever present love seat to experience life from, at the exact experiential middle of you, at the exact middle between your incarnation and source, where education is possible and bloom happens over time. That's where I am too, in the middle of all, between you and your ultimate co creational partner, in the feeling space, the soul. To live from the soul as your base means to live with me. And I am your friend and loving guide there, as I am that to all, even to my parents. When you follow the ways of the soul that are soft, strong energy ways, your reality will show its fullness to you. The dimensions of love and wellness that are already present, regardless of your circumstances, get highlighted and become your life that grows. This also is what learning means, and eternal education too, to go deeper here. And there's more in this message. But for now, for this segment, we stop here. And this is a segment of the book in which I have a couple of these kinds of messages that also, they almost look like letters, messages. You could perhaps say channeled messages, if you will, from Master JD. And there's something particular going on that you might not have heard of yet, or maybe you did via me. And that is that the divine has currently as goal that the leading edge of creation must move forward. And the new thing there that needs to be rolled out and spread over the entire earth and universe to be taught is harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, so that everyone can come into twin flame union. That's the leading edge of creation, and that's God's agenda, if you will, at this moment in time, in history. Like well known other goals are there, but this is really like the new edge of where the learning of people that are influenced by God is happening. Like the newest point. That's where we are now. And to make that happen in the world, there are more than one Christ masters on earth actively as human beings right now. And they are from the same soul family as your most famous Christ master, perhaps Jesus the Christ. But there are also soul family members that are very famous that you might not have realized are from the same soul family with similar purpose in life. And that's, for instance, Nefertiti from Egypt, Buddha from the East, Joan of Arc from France, Shakespeare from England. You see? And Jesus and his twin flame, Mary Magdalene, and Mary and Joseph, and yeah. And they're all with their twin flame, of course, as unions in their soul family circle. They're like 56 or something. I have to look it up. In total of that soul family. And they have the shared purpose to sort of help God with this leading edge of rolling out. What is the idea for now that we can all develop into? And for now, that is harmonious twin flame union, as I said. And this is a very, very young person at this moment on Earth. She's very important. And she's your friend. And I channeled it from her. And she's like the epitome of twin flame union love as incarnation. So she will sort of live that for us. And you can speak with her in your heart about it. And that's sort of what I did, and that's how this came about, this piece of text. So I hope it may inspire you. She says that she will be your friend in that space in your heart where you are about your twin flame love. And she lets us know that we need to let go of our desperation so that we can land in inner peace. And that's where it is. It's in the fullness, it's in the peace, it's in the overflowing value, inner value. That's where it is. Not in desperation, not in feeling the lack and wanting them so badly so that they can fill you up. No, that's desperation. That's not what this is. It fully happens in between, in relationship, in the fullness of experiencing divine love and the friendship of it. And she represents that friendship aspect of it. It's like a very deep old friend that fully recognizes you and acknowledges you in your most essential part. That's how that feels. And that's what she represents. When you follow the ways of the soul that are soft, strong energy waves, your reality will show its fullness to you. The dimensions of love and wellness that are already present, regardless of your circumstances, get highlighted and become your life that grows. This also is what learning means, and eternal education, to go deeper here. And may that eternal education touch you as well. And this is the reason, the one and only reason, and the one and only fundament why and on which I open up the year course, the group year course, Twin Flame Abundance, now on May the 1st, 2025. And you can step into that experience from that moment on. I give you some weeks the time to make up your mind from May the 1st on so that you can see what it is and then step into it. And I'm looking for 9 people that want to be in that group with me. We're going to experience exactly what this is, the fullness of Source, and let go of the desperation. And that will give you the harmonious union consciousness state, and that will generate your true twin flame to come forward, to be with them in the joy that it's supposed to be about, and it opens the door to your abundance on the soul level that sticks to everything very physical as well that your heart truly desires, and that will come forward for you as well. Just like the body of your twin flame, right? Also physical. So, yeah, that this is the whole reason why I do that. This is like the foundation on which I built it. And yeah, this is very core, this heart connection with this Christ master that is until now unknown or relatively unknown, right? So there we go. That was a beautiful secret as well that I could share like this with you. And it just says so much about why we do it, how we do it, as a preparation for when we talk about the 7 things that will happen on your journey. That's beautiful. Let's get some oracle guidance with my own homemade union and mission deck. Let me shuffle a bit. I think I see one already. So we're just going to take the one that sticks out. And here it is. Card 3. Oh, C 3.3. Let me say it correctly, right? And it says to honor what is created with deserved attention. Oh, that seems to fit with what we just have talked about. And you see here some sort of the ocean of creation of value, with like where this ocean touches the atmosphere and the deep waves that go down to like the deep ocean, to the ocean floor. And that always stands a lot for your deep sense of energetic feeling, the deeper layers between you and the divine that may seem invisible most of the time. So let's see what is being said about that in the booklet. Let your message wash up organically. Let me read the union message, and the mission message that is separate will be in the show notes on my Patreon, where you can become a member and support the show. When you have something valuable to say while having a relationship with your union, then this message will wash up at the beach of life's ocean. To create attention around this from them means to let them come to the beach for something they like to be positively enticed by. What they will find at the beach will be presented as the solution to that. And in that solution, the taste of the deep sea is present. You can smell it and hear it as the background hum of the waves while experiencing the entire scenery. Sometimes it is frustrating for the maker that only the smell can be brought across in a direct way. You will need to let your twin flame get a taste of the deep sea on their own. Letting go of this frustration is in fact a control mechanism. That is in fact a control mechanism is one of the most important things you can do to make the process of spreading the news go smooth. This is how the language of your deep sea experience comes in the flow of the wind and thus in the ear of the receiver. By letting go, true miracles can occur. You will not be the first one that opens up, relaxes, let go, and voila! Out of the seemingly nothing, your twin flame will enter your experience and space. By dreaming, by online wandering, by old fashioned writing a letter, an interest will be established. Remaining natural in your message is an art that comes into being through surrender to your union and core message. This is how Source speaks through all of us. Trust in it, and you will teach your twin flame and through them everyone else that this is the most satisfying way of being. Sounds good to me. What about you? Let me know with a comment below. Seven things that'll happen on your twin flame journey. 1. A longing in your heart. All the people, especially in this time, in the unfoldment of history, feel maybe a fleeting feeling of a deep longing in their heart. And it's this true, deeply touching, intimate sort of kiss of God that you feel as a desire to have the ultimate present being given to you, the ultimate love being opened up to you, the ultimate juiciness as an experience with a lover. Ah, that's that's something, that triggers the imagination, and that is so because it's a true feeling that comes up in the heart. It's a genuine desire that everyone has, but especially now, people are more and more ready to open up to taste a little more of this genuine desire that comes up in the heart, that is placed there by God itself. And more, that is the real touch of the true twin flame for more and more people that become more and more conscious that that is so. While at the same time, it is in fact so that that is just placed into human beings because you are a human being. But it's a time now that that comes more forward, that people talk more about it. This quality in the heart. And wouldn't it be beautiful to, well, let's say, go after it, make it come true, have it, fill it in, live it, manifest it, however you want to say it. Yes, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. And we live in a time in which that is more and more possible for your normal you and me. Because the state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union has been breached. To live like that with your true twin flame earlier on in the spiritual journey and do the rest of it together. It has been breached by the Christ masters of our time, with whom I co-create the possibility that you can have it too. And I have made that come true for 4 people until now, in April 2025, which may sound like not a lot, but actually it's a lot and was a whole lot of work. And actually that's like 10% of, all the harmonious unions. So that is a lot. So what'll happen on your twin flame journey? You'll feel the longing more and more distinctly. That's a stage. That's a phase. That's something that'll happen for you in your kind of way. Maybe very young already, as a child or as a teenager or in your early 20s. Maybe it repeats throughout your years to make it more and more clear to you that this is really the question for you in your life, in this life, to look for that one, to make that one come true, to make that one come closer. And you're lucky because you can. Well, you're not lucky, you're just loved, and you can invite that love in and make use of the possibility that we can now make use of that the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union is available. So use that and start to actually go in that option. Take the take the options that are presented to you to actually do that, to physically do that, to genuinely make the steps. Take it. It is here for you. This is the time that you do it and bring it to fruition. There is an end to the journey. There is an arriving in the journey. Some people think that this is all like, oh, I'm just feeling this longing. Ah, isn't it beautiful? And maybe they wait around a bit, or they watch some YouTube videos and they try something out on that side too. But it's sort of vague, and they're sort of waiting around. And okay, I feel sort of longing, and I don't know. I guess we're all talking about it these days, and they think that's it. But this is just step one that of the things that'll happen on your twin flame journey. And you can seriously take all the steps and arrive. Do you understand? Bring it to an end. Get the result in consciousness and therefore physically too, because these things belong together. The second thing that'll happen on your twin flame journey when you do it here, you'll meet them. Well, maybe that already happened for you. For some people, it did. For some, the meeting is still in the future, and that's fine too. That's all perfect. When you do the true twin flame inner work with a true teacher in the right community where there is the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, then it'll be okay. It'll be okay. No matter if you already met them or you get to understand later on that it wasn't truly them, but the true one will come. Or you didn't meet them yet and you're like, yeah, everyone has already met their twin flame, but I didn't. Like, is this for me? It doesn't matter. If you do the true twin flame inner work with a true teacher in a true community and you invest and you commit, it must happen for you. You choose that now, it will happen for you. Don't you worry. Meeting them is only a part of the whole thing. It can be beautiful and really make you go, like, how do you say that? Upside down, inside out? Well, it's just a life-altering experience because, yeah, you might feel this divine love that is bigger than anything love that you ever experienced. It can happen. And you're like, gee, what's that? That's beautiful. Maybe it is the twin flame. And maybe it is. And realize that this will also happen on the other side. When they meet you, you're also the twin flame of your twin flame, which is a very powerful idea. Because if it is your twin flame, you're together part of the same union, like bubble or consciousness space, or, yeah, I don't know, like space, right? And that means that when you stand up for being that in that union space, you can influence that with your conscious attention and augmentation of love and healing power. And because you add that to that union space, they must be influenced by that too, in the same sort of way. Otherwise, it's not your twin flame, which doesn't need to be bad. It just means that your twin flame is still out there waiting for you when you do the inner work. So never worry about that. But you will meet them. And one of the fun things is that it doesn't matter what you're doing or where you're going, or like, should I go left or right in the city center of this city that I'm thinking about going to because maybe I meet him there. I don't know. It really doesn't matter where you are, what you do, what you choose. It can be that you have this inclination that you go to this city and you take the road to the right or something and you meet them. That's possible. Then you've sort of followed the instruction that sort of came to you from the divine. That's very possible. But I wanted to take it a step further and say, when you are in the inner alignment, and that's what the twin flame work does for you, okay? It creates the inner alignment with the core of your union, and through that with the source of where that union comes from, which is the divine itself. And when your physicality lines up with the core of your union, with the source where the union comes from, which is the divine, and when that all lines up, because you are in the right vibration, you do the true twin flame inner work with the true teacher in the right community, then it does not matter if you are in city A or in city B. They can come to you through, like, sort of the maze of the mist of time and space. Because life, at the end of the day, is a form of a hologram. And when you are aligned, that just comes through consciousness. You know that the flesh, the world, material is not really solid. You do know that, don't you? When you zoom into the molecules of your thumb or something, or of whatever, of this oracle card, there is more space than hard cores of stuff. It's like empty with particles. That's what you see when you zoom in enough on the material of this card. Just like when you zoom in enough on the material of your body. So your twin flame can come in wherever you are. So make sure that you are aligning, and then they will come in. I'm not kidding you. 3, what'll happen on the twin flame journey? Learning the inner work. Okay, we already talked about the inner work now, twice at least, or more. You need to learn the inner work. It's some sort of almost against natural in the beginning. I mean, that will sound very strange and even unattractive, perhaps. But what I mean is that we're all so accustomed to living in the ego personality and in the consciousness of, well, of separation, in the consciousness of I'm a body, which you're not. We just talked about that. You are consciousness, right? In a hologram, basically, when it comes down to it. But we're so much used to the whole perspective. We like trained this for 30 years, from growing up and education and like being a professional and living your life and social peer pressure and whatnot. And it's all the belief that you are the ego personality and the body. There's not something wrong with that necessarily. The point is that to do correct twin flame inner work, you need to do a kind of inner work tools, or however you want to call it, that go beyond that layer. because your union goes beyond that layer. And you need some sort of a tool to bring you there all the time. But that seems like quote unquote against natural because it is against what you're used to. And this is so ingrained, so ingrained. Like you have been practicing this for 30 years straight, or however long you are on earth, right? So don't be mistaken. It will potentially, possibly, likely in the beginning feel strange to you to do this kind of inner work, because we do the true twin flame inner work here, and that's the key exercise, and it needs to have a turnaround in it. So you turn everything around. You turn your emotions around to get to subtle feelings in the heart space that are actually sort of creative soul qualities. You turn your upsets about the world to other people and your twin flame around to see that you're actually upset with yourself, and then you find out if that is true and how that can be true, and then you go in yourself to love yourself at this painful place. These are the two first versions of the key exercise. So you need to do this turn around. And that gives us sort of like going from the ego personality kind of an embody kind of programming into turn it around and arrive at the fact that you're a soul that is part of the twin flame union that comes directly from source, from the divine. And that is going to feel to you strange. It's new. Maybe you need a couple years to truly do the inner work correctly, get used to it, do it 24/7, and go into results of the inner work that feel truly very deeply relaxing. You feel so good, and you understand the inner work, and you do it all the time, and it truly fits you, and you're not tempted anymore to do something else and to change your mind in, let's say, the wrong quote unquote direction. And it's just completely something that you wear as if it's like your favorite summer dress, and it doesn't come off anymore, and you know that you can be like supported in the inner work with the key tool in the 4 steps by the 9 point energy system, and you have experience with that one, and you can not only take your twin flame or other people or the world, but also your body and your energy body as a mirror that you can use to turn around and to to harmonize your energy, which is actually all in the key tool itself. But we also have a 9 point energy system to sort of like support that energetic movement that happens all the time when you do the key tool for twin flame inner work. So you need to, what'll happen on the twin flame journey for you, number 3, is you will need to learn, you will at some point learn the twin flame inner work. And you'll at some moment need to invest your resources, your time, your effort to learn it, because you need to go through this sort of learning curve, right? You need to go through this educational time for yourself to to make that your own, to work with the key tool, with the 4 versions of it, to work with a 9 point energy system, to have that be supportive for you, to understand what kind of things can be done with it in the like the techniques, and to experience what the results of it are in actual lived life. And you just need some time to do that, some sort of a reprogramming of everything that you knew and how to deal with yourself. It's like a new idea that completely needs to move through you and needs to land in your daily life experience. and how you're going to do that, and that you're going to take every day some time to look into that. And are you going to write it down? Are you going to sit yourself down and close the door? And when do you do that? And how do you do that? And what's the result? And what happens next? And what's like the emotional flushing that happens next? And how do you deal with yourself in that? And how do you like comfort yourself in what happens as a result of that? And how you can learn to trust that this is the right thing, and that the flushing also is accepted by you, and that you move on to this new pristine feeling that comes over you, where there is this pristine twin flame love that is harmonious and peaceful. And that's how it's supposed to feel. Twin flame is not supposed to feel crazy, like you're going nuts or you're desperate, what we talked about earlier. That's not how it's supposed to feel at all. It's supposed to feel full and fulfilled and peaceful. And you need some time, space, resources, investment, commitment, and also commitment to keep yourself in doing the twin flame inner work. You need to somehow to have, well, like a community, like a teacher, like a course, like a group course, right? We start a group course for twin flames on May the 1st, 2025. You're welcome. It's going to be called Twin Flame Abundance Now. You need some sort of a place, a space, some years out of your life to allow yourself to learn that. So that's what will happen on your twin flame journey when you step into it right here. Like later on, after the first couple years, then you know it, then it's sunk in, then you live it every day, then there's nothing to question about it anymore. Then it goes automatically. But at first, you really need some time and space to do that. So that is what'll happen. And if it doesn't happen, you'll not be able to do the twin flame journey much further than what we talked about until here. Or it'll just be your fantasy. And that's not what I teach. That's not what we do here. We don't do weird fantasies of non-twin flames. So let's go to the next thing that'll happen on your twin flame journey. 4, going deeper. Okay, so when you got number 3 down, what'll happen? Learning the inner work. Then you can go deeper. Then what'll happen is number 4, going deeper. And that means that you're more and more going to sink deeper in who you truly are as a child of the divine. Who you truly are, in other words, as the divine masculine or the divine feminine in your twin flame union. And you land more in that space. And your twin flame too, because they are your twin flame. And if they don't, they're not your twin flame. Okay. So you feel more peace, and you do more inner work, and you feel more peace. Both of you. And you do more inner work, and you feel more peace. And then it feels good to reach out, and then it feels natural to do that, and there's no problem in it, and you keep on connecting. And then you go deeper in the connection, you go deeper in communicating together with doing the inner work again, and you go deeper in building together. You start to build a life together, and then you go deeper in that inner work, and you start to begin the family that you've always wanted, and you go together deeper in the inner work. And then you can start your mission business, and you go deeper in the inner work. And then you attract your first clients in your mission business. And then you go deeper in the inner work. And then your marketing of your mission business really starts to work out. And people start to come in automatically, sent by the divine itself. Just like your twin flame was once coming to you, no matter the physical circumstances, because we live in a hologram. And then your twin flame mission clients will also come to you. And then you go deeper together in the inner work. And then more refinement happens on what you all want to build, what you desire in your heart of hearts to build together in the world. And that's the going deeper. The going deeper is essential. That's what will happen on your true twin flame journey when you do it correctly, because that is the road, that is the path, that is the journey. You see, you need to go deeper in consciousness. And that's how you manifest all these things. So, what'll happen is you'll go deeper. And that's how you manifest all these things. And what is going deeper again? Doing the twin flame inner work that you'll need to learn. So, what will happen on the twin flame journey 5? Reaching the consciousness state. Sure, somewhere along the line of doing that twin flame inner work, you will experience that more and more you become aware of the fact that you are sort of the space. This is going to sound maybe very trippy, but you are the space in which you were doing your best to move through all these upsets with the twin flame inner work. And you are actually the heart of the space in which you were doing that all the time. And then you start to shift from the one that does the twin flame work, inner work all the time. And your attention shifts backwards to the one that is always present and was always present and is always in union. And that's when you fall into the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. And it'll be a recognizable moment for you. And the teacher will know it and you will know it, and we will co-create that for you. And then I sort of passed it on to you, right? And we're together in that same understanding. And then you start to grow in that consciousness. That's what'll one day happen when you do the true twin flame journey, how we do it here. It will be a distinct difference. You will truly know what that is. You will also have revealed to yourself your true twin flame. Your true mission will also start to definitively become clear at that moment too. All that information is in the harmonious twin flame union moment. That is a distinct moment. It's like the only moment that we can truly measure to the second. Okay? I have experienced that more than once. To the second. Together in a session, or even my student was not even literally in the session with me. It was maybe just the day after the session or something. But the communication went through time and space. Time and space doesn't matter. There. And it was clear. It was communicated and known. And then we could talk about that. So what happens on the twin flame journey? You reach the consciousness state. And then you have arrived. And then, in another sense, you still keep on going. Because it is so logic that only after that, such an enormous healing wave comes through. Comes washing through to change all your life aspects, to redo them on that frequency. So your psychology, your body, your work, your relationships, your family, all kinds of things. Your trauma, it just, the consciousness state washes over that and heals all of that. And that's actually a lot of change afterwards. Yeah. You truly need to stick around for that to make that safe and stuff, you know. So, what will happen on the twin flame journey for you? Number 6, experiencing the healing wave. Oh, there it was. Well, there it is. And I already explained it. That's what'll happen. It will happen. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just the divine's power to, yeah, do all these things that at this moment you can't imagine, and also you can't imagine how important it is and how big it is. Things such as clean your memory of your former life until that moment. Clean it, clear it up. You will, I mean truly will process your psychological trauma. And then, for instance, all the nasty memories will be cleared. They will be canceled. And your memory becomes pristine again. How it once was and was always supposed to be. For instance. And like the difference is night and day, night and day. These things happen because you're in that other consciousness. And why is that important? Well, don't you want to be happy with your twin flame? I thought that was the idea, right? So that's part of the being truly happy, of the actual experiencing in the flesh of that being truly happy. That's the healing wave that moves through you, that does that after the consciousness state of twin flame harmonious union. So there you go. So what happens on the twin flame journey? 7, you keep on moving forward towards gold consciousness. That's like the perfection. That, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know more about that in time. Keep on following me. The gold consciousness is where we're going now. What a perfection. You just keep on moving forward. You still do the inner work, although you've arrived. And it truly feels like an arrival of the twin flame journey. Don't be mistaken. It is the arrival. You can start to be with your twin flame and build with them too. And you keep on moving forward towards an even deeper state of consciousness. So don't be mistaken. The twin flame journey is over, but it's not the end of the end. You'll still live. Just like even after the body, you will still live. You understand that, right? You're a soul, part of your union. And after your harmonious twin flame union, you'll still live. You keep on moving forward towards gold consciousness. There you go. And I want for you to go there so that we can also together reach that one. And then talk about what the heck that is. Wouldn't that be nice and interesting? That would be so nice and interesting. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. So let's connect. You're allowed to step into our world that we share here behind the YouTube screen, so that we can truly make come true what I talk about here. I choose now to explore the most complete depths of my being. I surrender my mind completely to God that He may bring it into perfect harmony with His. I invite God now into my very core, that He may make it right, returning it perfectly to its state of eternal wholeness. I trust in the power of divine love. I choose to see the truth that it is universally accepted by all. At the core of every child of God, including me, we are all one with our twin flames and God. It is safe for me to open completely to love now. My love, Love is not elusive unless you command it so. But don't worry. You could not choose against love itself because you are love itself manifest as you eternally. If you command it to leave, love does not leave because it cannot possibly leave. But you leave love by the power of your command. And by that same power, you can command yourself to return to love. And it is so revealing to you that love never left. It is safe to let go. It is safe to relax into love's eternal presence. Love is calling you home, and I'll be there waiting. I have always been here with you, and I always will be. Your next step. Don't forget to actually start the process and jump on the team. Actively come to our community, start doing the correct inner work, and ask the support you deserve through our services so that we can start a relationship that will lead you to harmonious union and beyond. When you're not in a relationship, you're not on the team and you can't expect the results I'm speaking of and, in fact, guaranteeing. Currently, you are cordially invited to step into the group year course experience. This is the Twin Flame Mystery School you have been waiting for. I am looking for 9 people to step into this abundant opportunity. Twin Flame Abundance Now opens its doors on May the 1st. Start giving so that you can receive. The door closes as soon as I have my 9 people that will be successful in their journey. But first, we dance towards the opening of the door together. Join the launch of the Twin Flame Year Group Course of Your Dreams. creativeuniverse.earth/abundance now launch. Or go to the description of this video and click the link, of course. The show notes. You can, however, support this ongoing live Twin Flame News as such. Make it possible as co-creator. Without your participation and financial gifts, I cannot do anything because we need to have an energetic and verbal visual exchange for things to make sense and to know what I need to talk about for you. And also, we're on Earth, and that necessarily always works with money as a means to make sacred content actually physically flow. Therefore, I post the show notes in Patreon. Come over and enjoy. Have influence on the broadcasts. Don't miss out on the behind the scenes experience. Patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe or the link below. This month, the Patreon subscriber action is 12 weekly key sessions for Twin Flame development for €499 instead of the normal, already favorable deal of €700. Normal price €792. Share with a friend. If you enjoyed this, they might too. Just an idea I wanted to give you. I am Petra, in the consciousness state of Harmonious Twin Flame Union since March 2020. Worked with the new Christ Masters on Earth right now to roll this consciousness state out so everyone can enjoy the abundant life with their true twin flame soon enough after going in with me right here. Don't search any further. You reached what you were looking for. Om, Amen.